Yes, lads, what is going on? And welcome to Season 4, Episode 12 of The Running Irishman. In this episode of the podcast, we have so much to get through. Obviously, a podcast went live last month, which sounds crazy to say because it feels like a lot longer ago. Because from last month to now, a lot has happened. But since the last time we done a solo episode of the podcast, talking about, me, my running, the podcast, the injury, kind of everything. It has been 6 months, so it has been quite a long time since we've kind of just jumped onto the podcast and just had a one-on-one kind of update, just going through everything that's happened and what's been happening, and like from the list I have here of kind of things to talk about and everything we need to catch up on. It's a quite a long list because it's just been quite hectic the past few months, the past 7 months. We had our last solo episode in January, and that was when I done the 5k kind of, not time trial, but the 5k kind of tester, and just to see where my fitness is at, just to see how the body would react. That was all the way back 7 months ago in January. It is now July, kind of 6 months ago. And a lot has happened since then. So basically how I'm going to do it is I'm going to start from the 5k. It is a little bit overwhelming just because of how much has happened since. So I'm going to start back from the 5k and work my way up to the present day. I'm not going to do it by month or by week or by day. I'm kind of just doing it by event, so I'm going in order of how things happened. So basically, so the last time we had a chat was in January and we done the 5k. Just after that, I continued to work with the physio, so I went straight back to the physio after that. He was kind of happy that I got through the 5k, and to be fair, the body did react well, and I have the podcast talking about that 5k. It's only about 4 or 5 episodes ago, in depth, but kind of that 5k went alright. I think I ran 24 something. I remember wanting to get sub 25. And that 5k went quite okay. I can remember hurting on it, and it definitely wasn't fun, just because my fitness level was and still is very, very low in comparison to when I was obviously running, when I was fully fit and fully training. But I went back to the physio. After that, I continued to do the exercise the physio gave me, and then eventually I kind of stopped at that physio. I just stopped with him because there was nothing much. We both thought, to be fair, not just the physio, we both thought there wasn't really much. Not that the injury was, fully healed, but in terms of like what he could do for me, there wasn't much left that he physically could do. So I left him, continued to do the runs he gave me as well. So I wasn't like back doing 5k runs. That 5k was kind of just a specific, its own case basically. So we continued to do his runs. It'd be like 5 minutes, or 5 minutes, 2-minute break, 10 minutes, 2-minute break, 15 minutes. Them kind of runs. So I continued to do them for a while, and then kind of the pain started back in my knees again. Kind of just on every day walking around, they just like sitting down, they just didn't feel right, and my Achilles are and still were bothering me at that time. That my Achilles are still a little bit dodgy, but we'll get into that in a moment. So yeah, we were just doing the runs, and then my knees started hurting again. Like, while I was doing the runs, they definitely weren't perfect. They were just kind of, the pain was grand to the point where like I could run basically, and I could walk around. Like I could still feel them, but they weren't anything crazy. But then the really sore pains kind of started to kick back in. So I was actually meant to do my own kind of podcast on this when I got my x-ray results. I was meant to do a full kind of episode kind of talking about why I went for the x-ray, what the results were, and what I'm going to do now since I got the results. That was, when was that? That was February, March. So I went to the doctors and went to my local GP, and he kind of had a look. He kind of done some of the tests that the physio done on the first day. On the first day I went to see him. We went to the doctor, done a few tests. He kind of gave me the same, the same kind of feedback I was getting from the physio, kind of from the growing and all the running that I was doing. What the doctor was telling me wasn't anything set in stone. These are kind of just his predictions, I suppose, before when getting the x-ray. So he he referred me to go and get an x-ray. Waited not even that long, to be fair, maybe 3 weeks, a month, not even a month, maybe I'd say about 3 weeks for my x-ray results. And not my results, sorry, to get my date for my x-ray. So between the doctor referring me, getting the date, and then waiting to go and get the x-ray, I done nothing. I kept up a little bit of physio, but in terms of that, I done no running. I done a little bit of physio on I done a little bit of physio every second day with no weights, and I done no running. So I completely shut down the running. So just say I got referred in February, then I waited about, it was late February, so it was about near enough mid to late March, and then it was another, when was it? It was another month or so then until I actually got to do the x-ray. So it was about a month and a half, the full process between getting referred and going to get the x-ray. And then I had to get the x-ray, and then I had to wait on the results, which was another few weeks. So altogether, the whole process was about 2 months. And but for them 2 months, I was doing nothing. Like, I was sitting around, I wasn't doing physio, I wasn't running, I wasn't playing football, because obviously with the knees, I wasn't in the gym, I wasn't doing anything. And that's a bit of like a change in my normal schedule, or my normal day-to-day life, because even from a young age I was always doing Gaelic football, I was swimming, and then running took up a big part, running every single day. So this is kind of, I suppose, new territory, literally not doing any sport, and I hated it, to be fair. I really, really hated it. But then eventually the x-ray results came back. And this was only an x-ray on the inside of my left knee, by the way. I forgot to mention that. It was an x-ray on the inside of my left knee, because we got an x-ray on my worst knee, and because it pretty much whatever the injury is on my left knee, it's the exact same injury on my right knee. So we got the x-ray on my left knee. The results came back. It was no physical bone damage, and to be fair, I wasn't expecting bone damage. And to be fair as well, I wasn't expecting much to come back on the x-ray. Maybe if there was bone damage, but the x-ray really won't show ligaments or soft tissues or anything, damage to ligaments or soft tissues or anything like that. So I don't really know what I was expecting to come back on the x-ray. I suppose it was just more peace of mind, to know that, especially with it not being bone damage. I suppose that is a big plus. And so yeah, nothing came back on the x-ray. I didn't go back to the doctor, and I continued to do my physio exercises, and I started doing a few runs, and then eventually I went back to the initial physio I was at. I went back to the same place, but it wasn't the same physio. The physio I was working with at the start he was gone by then. So I went back to the same place with new physio, and it was just pointless. Throughout my whole injury, it was one of the most pointless things that I've done. It was basically I'd go in. He'd ask me. It was like starting from scratch again. And to be fair, from when I stopped running to this point, going back to the physio at the second time, I was nowhere nearly as bad as I was at the start of the injury. So, but going back to this physio, it was like starting the whole injury again. It was like starting from the start where I started with the first physio. He's asked me the same questions. He was, giving me the same exercises. The only thing different was he'd go in and he'd work on the inside of my knees. He'd kind of rub them down and stuff, which didn't really do anything. I think that just agitated them a little bit more. So I done 2 weeks of that, and I cut it off. I just never went back, and I still wasn't happy with the way my knees were. I had a little bit, and my Achilles as well, but I had a little bit of peace of mind after getting the X-ray now, and it's no bone damage. And with the way my Achilles were, I just wasn't happy with that at all either. So I wasn't really running. I don't know how I was feeling about running, but I just wasn't running. I was just doing physio. So at this point, since I stopped running and finishing my second lot of physio, I had put on about 15 kg. And last summer, before or during this very, very start of the injury last summer, I started up in the gym, and I loved it. I really, really liked it. Like doing upper body, doing lower body and stuff, trying to strengthen up my legs. This is at the very start of the injury, and I really, really liked it. And then I don't know, that kind of stopped a little bit. Once I started my first batch of physio, I remember I was on the bike a lot in the gym, and that stopped after my first lot of physio, because my physio kind of just wanted me to, not be doing anything. He wanted to just really hone in on the injuries, which was fine. I had no problem with that. But I really did miss the gym. I remember the start of 6th year even, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the start of 6th year, I was still in the gym. But then once I started doing the physio, I cut that off completely. Even mid 6th year, I was still kind of doing gym because I had to use the gym for some of my projects. So yeah, once I started with the physio though, the start to midway through 6th year, I cut off the gym. I stopped doing that. So I really wanted to get back into it. Because I put on, weight. I did have a bit of fat there, a bit of mass even, just to, turn into muscle. And since then, I started the gym in about February, and it is now July, and I've been doing it consistently every day. Well, most days. Since then, like I've missed I'd say maybe 5 days. So I've been really, really enjoying that. I kind of want to get into the gym in full detail, so I might just do that now in case I forget anything. So I started off the gym. I remember the first day getting back into it. The first day of my second, period of going. I remember I walked in. The gym had been done up at this point, and I was a little bit nervous, a little bit maybe intimidated, but I was just excited to get back. Because obviously I was still doing my physio, and I wanted to do my physio exercises as well as doing upper body in the gym. So I went back in. I wanted to use the weights to really build up muscles in my leg, to really, strengthen them up to see how much it would help the injury. So I went in, had my physio exercises on the phone. I was like, maybe I don't even have to be in the gym to do this physio. I just wanted to be here. So I sat on the assault bike for 10 minutes, trying to think about what exercise I would do first and what machine I could use to do it. So I started off doing this using the Smith machine. So if you're into the gym at all, you know what the Smith machine is. It's kind of like it's just like a barbell, um, on like a safety harness basically. So I use that to do my 3 sets of 15 single leg lunges um on the Smith machine, using a bit of heavier weight than I was at home with the dumbbells. And yeah, so I done that, and then I used kind of like just some free weights and stuff to do my other exercises, and I really really liked that. I really really enjoyed it, and you know I could feel like the strain on my legs in the gym in comparison to just doing my physio exercise at home. So I did really really enjoy that, and I done that for a while, and then I started getting into upper body stuff. Because like I said, I did put on some weight. You know, throughout the whole injury, obviously, because I wasn't running as much and burning as many calories as I was. You know, compared to when I was running full on last year. But it was good, healthy weight. You know what I mean? Like last year, I was when I got injured, I was like 5'5", 5'6", 45 kg. So I needed to put on size. I'm now 5'9", 60 kg. So I did really need to put on some good size. And I have, in comparison to how I was last year. So I wanted to kind of try and take advantage of that, and start working in the gym a little bit. So that's exactly what I done. I have I'll show you here now. I have like everything on my phone in my notes app here. So if you can see that on the camera, I'm not sure if the camera will focus in on that at all. But you can see, like, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see all the green ticks and all the writing beside it. Let's see if I dim down the light. Will it focus in? I'm not too sure. But there, if I hold it back a bit, you can see all the green ticks, and you can see like the writing on the side as well. So all this writing is all my weights for all the different exercises. So it starts with bench press, close grip bench, incline bench, shoulder press, barbell bar curl, all the way down. My last exercise is a cable lat pull down, and all the weight beside it. So actually, my brother's friend, he's big into the gym, and he's, you know, big into the gym in terms of aesthetic. And you know, even though the gym will help me with my running when I go back, as of right now, with the weight that I've put on, I'm kind of just in the gym for aesthetic. So my brother's friend was telling me the best way to train for aesthetic is to do 3 sets, the first 2 sets of 8 reps, and then the last set to failure. The last rep on each set, you want to be close to failure, and then you want to get about, you know, 8 or 9 on your last set all the way to failure. And then if you get 9 or 10 reps on a specific weight, then for 2 weeks, so each green tick is a week. So if you get up to 2 ticks, so that's 8 or 9 or 10 reps on the one weight for 2 weeks, then you up the weight by 2.5 kg, and then you continue to progressively overload. So yeah, I'm really really happy with how my gym progress has been going. You know, even from when I started, you know, like, and even compared to, you know, the first, you know, section of the gym I done last summer, and just even putting on that weight, and you know, building, you know, getting taller and building up a bit of muscle. Like I'm lifting weights that maybe mightn't be heavy to some people, but like in comparison to what I was lifting at the start of my whole gym experience, I suppose I'm really really happy with my progress, and that's what I've really liked about the gym. Even though it's nearly the same in running, you can both physically and numerically see the progress within the gym. Like I now, like last year, I wasn't barely even able to dumbbell press the 9 and 10 kgs. Now I'm up to the 20 kg dumbbell press. Bench press, my PB on the bench, so my 1 rep max on the bench is 50 kg, and I'm only 60 kg, so I'm only 10 kg off bench of my body weight. And like my curls, I'm like now curling, like, you know, with the easy bar, I'm curling 22.5 kg, and I'm just, you know, lifting a lot heavier than I would ever expected myself to be able to lift, just because of the weight and how the weight I've gained and how consistently I've been going to the gym. I have also my like gym routine here, if you can see that. So it is Monday calisthenics and physio, Tuesday calisthenics and physio, Wednesday push, Thursday pull, Friday push, Saturday calisthenics and physio, and Sunday pull. As you can see here, I did say calisthenics a few times. I will get into that as well. But yeah, so my basically the split I'm following is push, pull, and calisthenics, and as well physio fitted in there sometimes. I haven't been as heavy on the physio as I would have liked to be in, just because, you know, I'm with another physio at the moment, which I'll also get into in a few minutes. But I've been just really enjoying the gym, and that's another part I want to focus in on as well in a second. I've just been really enjoying the gym, but kind of getting into the calisthenics, I have my calisthenics workout here as well. If you can kind of see it there on the screen. So my calisthenics workout is tricep dips, pull-ups with the assisted machine. Then I do chin-ups without assist, wide grip pull-ups with the assisted machine, weighted planks, weighted planks, so 5 kg weight on my back. I do 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 30 seconds on. Then I do Australian pull-ups. I'll put a picture on the screen now of what an Australian pull-up looks like. They're great for the back. Assisted diamond push-ups, narrow stance for shoulders and triceps, push-up wide stance for chest, negative diamond push-ups, negative narrow push-ups, negative wide push-ups. So only focus on the going down part of the push-up. Then I do negative chin-ups, and I do dumbbell planche. I'll put a picture up on the screen as well what the dumbbell planche looks like. And then I do hanging knee raises for core as well. So that is my calisthenics routine. So kind of getting into calisthenics as well a little bit. I really like the idea of calisthenics, and I think, like, I've seen videos on TikTok and whatever, and it looks really satisfying. It's really cool. It's a little bit unique. You don't see everyone in the gym always doing calisthenics, and you can get actually like ripped from it. Like, the calisthenics body type is the body type that I'd kind of like. It's like really toned, kind of ripped abs. It's not like big, huge, where it would be affecting my running. But it just gets you really kind of fit looking, which I really like. So I've been doing that a good bit as well. And overall, I've just been really enjoying the gym, like really enjoying it. And like I said, you can see the numerical progress, and you can see the physical progress in the gym. You know, like, I can really see the progress in the mirror. I know maybe I was getting those newbie gains or whatever, but I've also been quite consistent with it. And coming up, to summer, coming up to going away on holidays, and from where I started, I'm quite satisfied with the way my body looks. So that is always a plus. And then obviously when I get back into the gym, or when I get back running, the gym is going to assist me a lot in building strength in my lower body, because I don't do like a leg day, just because I don't want to affect the injury. I just do my physio, which is all legs, and that's kind of to help strengthen my legs. That's kind of associated as my leg day. But no, I really have been into the gym. And what I've been saying to a few of the lads on my team, and kind of what I've been saying to a few people, is that, like, if I get back into running, like, as of right now, I'm kind of able to run, and like I could be able to go out on 15-minute runs every day. But I've just been enjoying the gym so much. When I get back into running, if I don't, if I've kind of lost the love of it, if I don't enjoy it as much as I was previously, and if I don't feel motivated to run, this is a big claim, and I'll have to wait and see until I get back running. But there is a possibility I might, I could knock it on the head. I could knock the run on the head and get fully into the gym. That is definitely a possibility, or even something I can the gym is something I suppose I can fall back on if running doesn't go as planned, if the injury keeps coming back, or I just kind of falling out of love with running. So you really never know. Kind of in terms of the podcast, how it would affect the podcast. If I wasn't, consistently running, it wouldn't. That would kind of just give me the opportunity to, you know, broaden my horizons in terms of the podcast, in terms of the content that I upload. I'd still go to all the running events. I'd still do running interviews. I'd still watch running. I'd still, really love running. Like, put it this way, I don't play football and I still support Liverpool. I watch their matches. I go to the Bohemians games. I go to the Ireland games. I still talk about football. So even if I wasn't fully doing running, I'd still be able to talk to it. I'd still be able to interview athletes. I'd still be able to go to all the events. Like I was saying, if I was ever to, stop running, I could still pursue the podcast. I could still, interview athletes. But it would just allow me to kind of get into other fields, get into other sports, like football, gym, kind of anything I wanted. And the specific content I create, I could have it just fitness based, not just running based, just completely just sport and fitness based. I could start recording my gym workouts. I could do gym updates and stuff like that. Now, this is very much a far-fetched idea, or a very much far-fetched concept. I do feel like once I get back with the team and do, really commit myself to running and the gym, in terms of lower body, upper body, and running at the same time, give myself a full plan and get back running with the lads, I do feel like I will be able to, pursue running again. And that is what I hope to happen. Even when I get back training with the lads, obviously I'm prepared for me to be, at the back of the pack, the back of the sessions, and maybe not able to do full sessions for a while just because I've been out for so long. But I'm kind of ready for that, and I'm a little bit excited for that. Kind of, not as much pressure on me to, perform well, obviously, because no one's really expecting me to perform well after being out running for a year. So, look, as much as I do enjoy the gym, I am definitely going to get back into running and fully commit to myself. Because if I was to knock running on the head now without giving it a good run on it and a good try, I would definitely regret it. So I'm definitely not going to do that. I'm going to fully commit myself back into running, and then just kind of see how it goes from there and how I feel about it. So that is the plan. We're still not done. We still have a little bit to get through here. So at the moment, like I mentioned, I am working with another physio. I'm working with Adam O'Brien from Anatomy Sports Massage. I'll have a link to his Instagram down in the description. He is an ex-Clonliffe Harriers athlete. He's an ex-Clonliffe Harriers athlete. He, picked up an injury just before COVID, and then, COVID struck and he was out of running for a while, and then he came back and, it kind of wasn't the same from there. So he has a passion for sports, sports therapy. He's a sports therapist. It's kind of something he's doing on the side. He's trying to build his own platform and get his name out there to work with, some big athletes or some big teams. He's currently doing a bit of work in Clonliffe Harriers Athletics Club, in my club, provided by Adam and provided by the club, which is honestly great. So I'm with Adam every Thursday. It kind of gives me, a little bit of a rub down on the legs, kind of, massages them out a little bit. He has taped me up, which I'll get into as well. Kind of taped up my Achilles and calves area, which I'll get into. He's and as he's a runner himself, and as he's experienced these kind of injuries, he knows kind of more of how they come along and how to deal with them. So, even with my first physio, as I mentioned, like, he was good. He did give me good exercise and stuff, but even though Adam is only kind of doing this thing on the side, as being a runner himself, he is much more knowledgeable about my specific injury as my first physio ever was. So as I said, there will be a link to Adam's Instagram down in the description below. Give him a text and see if he can come up with something to get yourself a little session with Adam. Or if you are a running team, a sports club, any sport, looking for a sports therapist, do give Adam a text over on Instagram, and his email as well will be down in the description below, because I do really appreciate the help Adam has been giving me over the past over the past 2 weeks. I've only actually been with Adam for 2 weeks now, but we've really come a long way. So he's giving me little like a massage on my legs. He's kind of noticed things in my legs. So we were talking about like 3 ligaments that are running down my quad, and the one that runs from your hamstring down to the inside of your knee, and how them 3 ligaments attach, and if kind of one of them is strained or stiff or tight, it's going to affect the other 3. So we have a little idea about, the way we're looking at it right now is kind of just loosen up the leg. And he's given me 4 kind of stretches and mobility exercises that I have to do at home. So it's one's a quad. They're all primarily quad based, and I've been doing them consistently every day for the past week now. So they have been really helping kind of loosen up my knees, and the pain that I do even have in my knees now, if I had that pain just on a normal run without being injured, without being injured for 6 weeks, for a year now, I wouldn't even consider it as an injury. It's just the fact that I have been out for so long. Anytime I feel a slight bit of pain, I'm kind of, really, really scared about it, or I'm like, is this the injury coming back on or whatnot? So it is a lot mental. There's a lot of a mental side of it as well, but Adam really is helping with the physical side of it, and he's, he's really, really, he's letting me know that it's kind of, he's reassuring me in the sense where it's like, it's not physical damage. That's kind of the area we're in. It's kind of just a lot of tightness. It's kind of from growing, from running. And it's a lot of running mechanics that we're working on as well. That's what we're going to be doing in our next session. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I've been really, really enjoying working with Adam. And as I said, all the links to Adam are down in the description. Make sure, even if you go over and give him a follow on Instagram, Adatomy, why am I butchering that? Sports massage. Links to his Instagram are down in the description below, so do make sure to head over and give him some support, because I do really appreciate all the work he has been doing for me. It has, even though it's only been 2 weeks, it has really made a difference, I can tell. So I'm just looking forward to working some more. As I mentioned, Adam has put some of that that tape on my Achilles and my calves to kind of offload them a little bit. So that has been working as well. And I'm just really enjoying the way me and Adam have been kind of working together to deal with this injury. And hopefully I'll be back running soon with Adam's help. Kind of moving on to stuff outside of running a little bit and outside of the injury. I am now working kind of 2 jobs. So I mentioned in the last kind of solo episode I done, if you remember Niall Fergus, he was on the podcast. He was on the podcast a good few months ago now, a while ago, and he has just been helped me a good bit in supporting the podcast and sponsoring the podcast. And now I am working with Niall in his company of Mini Athletics. Or not his company, he's an Irish ambassador for Mini Athletics, so he basically brought Mini Athletics over to Ireland. Basically, Mini Athletics is, we do running-based games every Sunday. There's walker classes all the way up to 7 years old, so we have the youngest class with, kids from 1 to 2, all the way up to classes of 7-year-olds. It not only is it, really, really great for the kids. You get out, the kids socialise, they make friends, and the parents make friends, and it's keeps kids fit and healthy, but also kind of gives some of the younger kids a little bit of a taster for running, and then they can go on and join a running club from there. There's weekend classes, there's school classes and preschool classes. That's another big factor of Mini Athletics, is the fact that you can it's something that you feel like your school would be interested in, you can bring mini athletics to your principal, to your PE teachers, and you can, give them all Niall and mini athletics details, and they can get in touch, and mini athletics can come to your school. They can do classes there. You can also do fun days and parties. So if it's just something you want to do one day with a group of friends, or if you're a parent and you have kids yourself, and they want to do something fun, especially over the summer. I know kids can get bored around the house over the summer. If it's something you want to do, they do fun classes for kids. They also do birthday parties. So if you're having a birthday party either over the summer or any time of the year this year, mini athletics is also a great option for you, and it keeps everyone fit and healthy, so it is a great option. And on the note of summer, there are summer camps for mini athletics. So I know I was handing out leaflets on Sunday up in Alsa for the kids over there for the summer camps. You don't have to have done mini athletics to do the summer camps. You can just, you can sign up over on the Instagram on the website ie.miniathletics.com. A link to that is down in the description below. You can sign up to the summer camps there. You can get in touch with Mini Athletics and Niall over on Instagram as well to sign up. So there's a lot to do for Mini Athletics. It is a great place. I really have been enjoying working with Niall and with Mini Athletics, and I do appreciate Niall supporting the podcast. And hopefully a lot more things to come with Mini Athletics in the future. I'd also really quickly like to add about Mini Athletics in Dublin. Currently it is located in Swords, Drogheda and Dundalk. So if you're based in Dublin, those are the three areas where you can attend Mini Athletics. As I mentioned in the podcast, Mini Athletics are always looking for different places to expand to and for more people to join. So like I said, if you do have interest in joining Mini Athletics here based in Dundalk, Drogheda and Swords, if Mini Athletics is not accessible to you based on where you live, do get in touch with Niall and Mini Athletics down in the description below, and I'm pretty sure they would love to expand all around the country. But yeah, Mini Athletics and working in Go Kids Go are my jobs at the moment too, working with kid-based jobs. I really have been enjoying it. I am going away over the summer, so the money is nice to be saving up to be able to go away. I'm going away to Portugal with my friends, which I am really looking forward to. It should be really good. I'm looking forward to that very much. The leave insert is over now. I can show you here. I'm not sure. This is my Leaving Cert timetable. I had the very last exam in Leaving Cert PE all the way up to the last day on the 28th of June. That was it was something else, to be fair. It went on for quite a while, and I'm just really happy it's over. It went really well. I'm happy with how it went. I kind of just want to forget about it now and kind of enjoy the summer. And yeah, the Morton Games on Saturday, that was great. There is a video going to be going up live. I recorded all the races. I got loads and loads of interviews, and the interviews were done perfectly. I had a proper microphone. I had someone following me around with a camera, so that really was great. So I'm really happy with how the video for the Morton Games turned out. This episode of the podcast will be live before the Morton Games video goes live. But no, I am really happy with the Morton Games and how that went. The Peter Morgan, big shout out to Peter Morgan. So basically what happened was, I was doing my very first interview of the day. Peter Morgan came up to me with a microphone, with a camera. He said, "You take this microphone, anytime you're going to do an interview, give me a shout. I'll come over with the camera, we'll record it." Gave him my contact details. He'll send me on the clips properly, audio properly recorded, video footage properly recorded. It was a deadly little setup that Peter Morgan had. He works with Athletics Northern Ireland, and he also works with East Down YouTube channel, who obviously document many of Ireland's athletic races across the country. So he's doing great things for promoting Irish athletics and documenting athletes careers and how they're getting on. So I do have to give a big shout out and a big thanks for Peter Morgan for all his help on Saturday at the Morton Games. So guys, I think I'm gonna knock this episode on the head. I was really rusty, kind of just my transitioning into different topics, and you kind of stuttering over myself. It has been about 6-7 months since I've done a solo episode, so give me a time to get back into it. But I did enjoy giving you guys all a bit of an update and having a bit of catch up and a chat with you all. I do really enjoy it, and as I mentioned, the Morton Games video will be going live very soon. So we are back on the grind over the summer. We're back on the video grind. We're back on the content grind. We're back on the podcast grind. We're back on the running grind. Hopefully soon enough. We're on the gym grind at the moment. So big things to come this summer. Fingers crossed. So again, I do apologize if I was a little bit rusty this episode. Give me time to settle back into it. But I do hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. Make sure to click the links down in the description below for Niall's Instagram, Mini Athletics Instagram. The Mini Athletics website is also down there. If you yourself want to get in with Mini Athletics, if you have a child, a cousin, a niece, a nephew, a friend, anyone that you know that would be interested in Mini Athletics, get in touch with them. Get in touch with Niall. Is really a great place to bring your kids, to keep them fit, healthy, active, and to get them socialising. So do make sure to get in touch, and make sure to click the link for Adam's Instagram as well down in the description for if you're looking for a sports massage, for some sports therapy. If you're a club looking for a physio or a sports therapist, make sure to get in touch with Adam. I'm sure he would be more than happy to help, and I appreciate all his help he is doing for me as well. So once again, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.